Welcome to the Six Hockey pregame show. Thomas West alongside Liam Crothers, and we have the third and potentially final meeting between the Junior Canadiens and the Vaughan Kings. And this is a season series that has been won by the Junior Canadiens. The first game, it was 4-3 Junior Canadiens. The second game, 3-1 Junior Canadiens. But it's been close between these two teams.
Yeah, and maybe if you look at the scoreline, there's a bit of a separation between the Junior Canadiens and the Vaughan Kings, but we know that these are two teams that are always in the thick of it. I mean, the Toronto teams, especially with the Titans and the Marlies, and you can't forget the Vaughan Kings. The Junior Canadiens and the Vaughan Kings are really close in the standings. Those games have been close. They've been fun to watch, and we're looking forward to another game in the season series.
Let's take a look at some of the offensive lines to watch, starting with the Junior Canadiens.
And on this line, it's pretty interesting because Nicholas Sima, we don't talk about him all that much, but he's a smart positional player and he's an accurate shooter. And I think that the guys around him are going to try to feed him the puck. He'll be the key to this line. Alex Lorenza and Luke Malkajian. Malkajian's a great skater and he's effective at moving the puck around to his teammates. Lorenza's going to be the guy that fishes the puck out along the boards. He's a hard worker. He'll be looking to feed Sima for the most part, but Malkajian's got a bit of skill to him, and if you can get the puck to him, he can set other plays up to his defenseman.
That's a line that will certainly be an impact tonight. On the other side for the Vaughan Kings, who you got your eye on?
Anselmo Rego, I think this guy makes his teammates better, and we're going to see how effective he can be with Cole Barrett and Nathan Fair to his size. Barrett's a flexible player. He can move up and down, and he'll be able to make some tough plays. He's got some grit and determination to him, and Nathan Fair, pretty similar player. I think a little bit more effective in front of the net than maybe a Cole Barrett is. He'll find himself open for a tap in here and there, and Rego will certainly be looking to feed him out in front of the net, but Rego's not afraid to shoot the puck either on those 2-on-1s. So if Barrett or Fair is to his side on a 2-on-1, maybe expect Rego to look his man off before firing the puck on net.
And Rego is more than a point per game player, but some offense from Fair and Barrett as well. This is going to be a line that's a problem offensively for sure for the Canadiens.
And Rego's hard enough to shut down by himself, and if either Barrett or Fair can start firing and really make themselves available to him as a second option, I think the Vaughan Kings are going to find success because there's only so many players that you can shut down on a line before things start to give way. And I mean, if you can't shut down Rego and Barrett and Fair are able to get going, who knows where this game ends up.
Let's shift to the defensive side of things. We'll start with the Junior Canadiens. Once again, a line to watch.
I like James Guo on this pair. He's a strong shutdown defender, and he's got a really good frame to him. He's built for hockey, and as a defenseman, that's really important to have that frame already established. He does prefer the stick-checking game to the body-checking game, and that's not a knock. It's just the area he's more comfortable in. Zane Perrick, a guy that we don't really talk about. We don't see play a ton of minutes on this Junior Canadiens backline. Maybe that's a result of the players in front of him, but he's a decent enough player. He maintains offensive pressure, and he's able to support. He's not a guy that's going to fault on the blue line. He's not making unnecessary pinches. He's not finding himself caught out of position. He can cut plays out just the same.
Yeah, Perrick definitely a good guy to have on that line. He's a jack of all trades. He can pass the puck, set up his teammates, and hold the blue line as well. Let's take a look at some of the defensive players now to watch for the Vaughan Kings.
Andrew Wyzak goes about his game quietly, but I think offensively is where he shines. He's a good passer, and he benefits from the secondary assist sometimes, but there is credit to that as a defenseman. You're the guy that fishes the puck out maybe from your own zone and sets up a 2-on-1, or maybe you're getting the puck back at the blue line and feeding it out in front. Matthew Callow, the other guy on this pair, he's a responsible defender, doesn't take unnecessary risks, and that's a good peace of mind to have as a coach. You can throw both of these guys out there, and you can know that they'll give you some offensive power, but you know that effectively they're going to defend your net, and they're able to cut plays off at the blue line, keep things out of their zone, but when it ends up in their zone, they're just fine fishing pucks out and getting it back up to the forwards.
When we look at the defense for this Vaughan Kings team, there's a lot of offensive threats. There's a lot of solid guys. We always mention Denver Gayer being a solid defender. But if we look at the offensive side of things on the defensive lines, this is a line that's going to be important, and Wyzak could definitely lead the team in scoring from the defensive side.
And as I mentioned, his passing ability is where he shines. I think he really excels at finding those spaces. As a defenseman, it's important when you get the puck at the blue line to analyze your options and make the play from there. Does that mean getting it in around the boards? Maybe that's a play that we've seen the Vaughan Kings work very effectively, just moving things around the boards, waiting for something to be set up out front. But if that play isn't there, what do? Do you play it along your blue line? Do you put it out in front of the net? That's something that Wyzik excels at. He makes those quick decisions, and as a defender, and the game only speeds up against a strong junior Canadiens team, that is going to be a difference maker.
Well, we appreciate you tuning in on the pregame show from the 6 hockey. We have more to come, though, a player to watch, the goaltending matchup, and puck drop coming up very soon. Welcome to the Westwood Arena, the Vaughan Kings and the Toronto Junior Canadiens. Thomas West alongside Liam Crothers. A couple top teams going at it, and a great opportunity for these kids to get looked at and see who's ready for the next level.
Yeah, and the games that we've seen from both of these clubs so far have been nothing less than entertaining. There's a lot of talent on both sides, and no shortage of forward and defensive potential, but there's some goaltenders that are very worth looking at in this game. We're going to start with the matchup. It's Mason Vaccari, the number 1 starter for the Vaughan Kings, and it's Josh Branton on the other side for the Junior Canadiens. Branton in an interesting goalie battle as he and Antonio Rizzo split time, but Vaccari, it is his spot. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, 2 skilled goaltenders as well. We take a look at our player to watch today, Anthony Romani.
Yeah, and he's a smaller player, but this team relies on him for a lot of production. At one point, thought to be a top 60 prospect in the upcoming OHL draft, but his stock hasn't necessarily been as high of late. But he's going to look to prove why he deserves to be in that conversation by being the talisman for this Junior Canadiens team.
Well, just about set for puck drop right here. Lots of prospects on both of these team. Malkasian out on the left wing for the Junior Canadiens. That puck just goes by him all the way down the ice once again. Past the net of Josh Branton, the goalie for the Junior Canadiens. Puck is flipped back out. Mason Vaccari between the pipes for the Vaughan Kings. Puts his arm in the air nice and called early on. As we see number 44, Luca Pinelli, a brother who plays in the OHL, and Pinelli looking to follow right in his brother's tracks.
Definitely big shoes to fill, but Pinelli is a smaller player, but what he lacks in size, he makes up for in a tremendous amount of skill. He's able to move the puck around, and he's got a lot of individual talent.
Puck is played down the ice. That one's just going to go wide of Branton, played into the corner. Lanny out there at the point waiting for that one, trying to hold the line. Gets a lot of minutes for this Vaughan Kings team. Puck is played back in, down low. In the corner once again. Behind the net, Lonnie now going to try and chase that one into the zone, but the puck's going to pop out. Anselmo Rego has that one pop away from him. Puck back to the middle, working his way in front of the net. Back the other way. Barrett out on the wing looking for the puck. Pass goes across the crease. Offensive zone time for the Vaughan Kings early on is a shot, and that one's right into the midsection there, and some extracurricular activities out in front of Branton.
Yeah, and the referee's arm goes up. It'll be interesting to see if these are offsetting penalties for roughing or if one guy is going to be going to the box to give either side a man advantage, but off the top of the broadcast, we're going to make sure that you know who you're looking out for. On the Vaughan Kings, I'm interested in number 61, Anselmo Rego. If you listen to our broadcast before, we rave about him. He's got a ton of skill, a lot of individual talent. He's able to create things out of nothing. The only question is his passing ability. Sometimes it's a little bit more selfish than maybe you'd like to see, but he's definitely got enough talent to make up for that.
Yeah, so it is one guy that's going to be pulled out of that scrum there. So an early power play here for the Vaughan Kings. An opportunity for them to get on the board early. They have the only shot on goal so far in this game. Face-off is going to be won there. Rego was taking the draw. He'll play the point sometimes on this power play. It seems that he's going to be down low for that one. Good face-off guy as well. Puck played around the boards. The Vaughan Kings will look to set something up here. Supino, one of the top goal scorers, one of the top point getters at least on the Vaughan Kings. Puck is played back around. Stefan Fergioni, he's up there as well, but more known, I would say, for his physical play. As the puck is behind the net, Wysick picks it up, looking to try and set something up on this power play. Leaves it off for Cole Barrett. Another guy who can find the back of the net. Love one on this power play. Anselmo Rego dumps the puck down low. He was tied up in the corner. Puck played right back out to the middle, dangerous area. Throwing back around the boards, back to the point. Wysick throws it across D to D. Backhanded down into the corner, chance to clear. Junior Canadiens won't do it. Back behind the net once again. And that puck's going to chip over the stick of Wysick, and it's going to go all the way back down the ice of number 1, Mason Vaccari, between the pipes for the Vaughan Kings. Played back once again. Vaccari will, unlike the goaltending battle on the side of the Junior Canadiens, gets most of the ice time. 30 seconds to go here in this power play. Battle for the boards, won by the Kings. Rego will play it across. Now it's dumped down low. Another chance to clear for the Junior Canadiens. And when the Vaughan Kings bring this puck back in, they're going to have limited time on this power play, as the Junior Canadiens did a great job, Liam, not letting anything to the front of the net.
Very effective, and it's important to set the tone if you take a penalty early. Rego battling down there in the corner, but it does allow the Vaughan Kings to, they had that opportunity on the man advantage, but the Junior Canadiens now, they understand that they're capable of limiting this team if they do end up taking a penalty. It allows you to be a little bit more aggressive as the game goes forward.
Sturge tries to whip that one through the offensive zone, but it's going to be turned over at center. Played back into the zone by the Junior Canadiens. In their own zone, looking to break out. Malakashin working it at the boards on the second try, backhands it. That one's going to get in. Anthony Romani in there as well. We highlighted him early on. Romani. That puck's taken away from him. Played back out through center ice. Martino. Probably the best touted pure goal scorer on this team, Martino. He'll get a lot of ice time, got a great shot, and he'll find the back of the net a lot for this Vaughan Kings team. They rely on him for quite a bit of their offensive production. Stefan Fergioni as well, bringing it in. A guy who has some offense, but probably known a little bit more for his physical presence on the ice. Wysick plays that one around. Puck is dumped up the boards, throwing across through the middle. Romani. Centering pass, kind of a creative one as he tried to bounce that through a few sticks. Cole Barrett trying to push it out through center ice. That one's turnover. Line change for the Junior Canadiens and for the Vaughan Kings. Kallela plays that one back behind the net. Throwing up the boards. Fair. Out there with Fergioni as well, cutting to the middle. Puck played all the way back around. Sturzy plays it in on the far side. Referee's arm is up. That was for an offside. Played back around, cross crease pass through the center of the ice. In the offensive zone once again. Battle for it in the corner. Streetsy battling for that puck. All the way back down. Sema will give that one a look, but it's going to be shot past him. Rego working on in the zone. Shot right to the middle. And an opportunity there for the Junior Canadiens, but a big save by Mason Vaccari.
Yeah, and those saves are important for Vaccari. For Vaccari early on, because he's a guy that a lot of people have said he makes the big saves, but some questions start to come around when it's the easy saves that he isn't able to make, and those can be the real backbreakers. So it's important for him to get settled early.
Yeah, that's probably one of those must-save pucks. It's a high-danger chance, but it's right at him. And not only do you have to save that puck, you also got to gobble up that rebound. Make sure there's nothing dangerous happening in front of his own net. Chase back into their own zone. Wysick is going to take a look at that one and end up being a pretty important poke check there on Bruno.
And Frankie Bruno, not necessarily the guy that's going to receive the most fanfare, but I do think he offers a little bit of underrated skill. He's able to get himself into positions to succeed, and for a guy that gets limited ice time on this Junior Canadiens team because of so many other talented players, you need to make the most of your opportunities.
Puck's played in behind the net all the way around. Possession with the Kings momentarily, but chance to clear here for the Canadiens. The aforementioned Frankie Bruno trying to battle for that puck and get it out. Played around, hip check at the boards. Puck is going to come loose, go all the way back down the ice. Neutral zone possession, fired in once again. Behind the nets, maybe a line change here for the Vaughan Kings. Through center come the Junior Canadiens. Drop pass there, glove save. And another must-save puck for Mason Vaccari.
Yeah, and Alex Lorenzo with that shot. He's not necessarily the highest skilled player, but he's a guy that works very, very hard. He's got a lot of grit and determination. Think of a Zach Hyman. He's going to fish those pucks out of the corners for you. You can see that shot probably not going to hit the net, but nonetheless, you got to stop for your team and you got to draw in the offensive zone.
And if it does, there could be a rebound in front, which he can clean up a few of those as well. We've seen before. Puck played down low, battle forward in the corner. Kalela just waiting for that puck to get to the front of the net for Joni working on it as well. Shot there, and it gets through Vaccari. And that's Romani with the goal. Alexander Romani sneaks one through, and the first goal of the game goes to the Junior Canadiens, but that is one that Vaccari's got to have back.
And I had mentioned before how important it is for a guy like Vaccari to stop those pucks. It's not the high danger chances that he finds himself struggling with. It's those. He's not tight enough to his post, and it finds its way through. Take nothing away from Romani, who is able to, come in on the side here, and you can see he just manages to sneak that through. Vaccari not pressed up against his post enough, and you can see the look on all of the and the body language from all of the Vaughan Kings on the ice. They're not really sure what to make of that, and all the Junior Canadiens were surprised that it made it through as well.
I mean, they probably aren't happy, but it offers an opportunity for them to try and be resilient and see if they can't get back into this game. The best way to pick up your goalie would be to get a goal if you're the Vaughan Kings. But credit to Romani, that was an awkward shot, not one you always take, and he actually may have saw a little bit of daylight there on the side of Vaccari. Shot for it. Easy way to get a free goal, I guess, if you see something like that. Breaking into the zone of the Vaughan Kings, trying to make up for it early. Into the middle, behind the net. Puck is played all the way back around Callow at the point, trying to defend. Now he's going to have to get back as there's a man stretching out in front. Callow misfires on that puck. And Rehkopf, big body out there, works middle, fires, rebound in front. And that one was fired just wide, but how? As it just missed the net, wide open cage from Vaccari again. Played back into the middle. Vaccari will gobble that one up, break that one down.
Man, oh man, 4x6 and you come up 0. I mean, Rehkopf has been all over the ice so far in this game, and he was creating that play there. He set up the 2-on-1, and the initial save from Vaccari, a massive rebound, and he's very lucky that he hasn't put his team down 2-0 here in the early going.
Was it Rehkopf in the middle?
It appeared to be as he came over. He set up the play and then just bounced one off the post.
Yeah, that is probably their top player, a top prospect in the entire GTHL, looking to go a high round in the draft. Not a guy you want to give an empty cage to, but he'll probably hit that 9 out of 10 times. But there's that one that he doesn't. Played back once again. Jackson Mayo is going to bring it back the other way for the Vaughan Kings, working it all the way into the zone. Mayo behind the net. Stefan for Joni in the middle of the ice, just waiting for a centering pass if he can get it. Jackson Mayo working down low, finally gets it, trying to find for Joni. Nice play down low to try and cut that pass off. Finn Harding there. Played back to the point once again for Joni in a battle in front. Shot once again wide of Josh Branton. Down low again. A defender pinching in for the Vaughan Kings. Jackson Mayo is going to go cover that position at the point. Just waiting for a pass. See if he can't get something out there and step into one. Lanny and Mayo. And now the tandem is going to have to try and defend a rush, and looks like the defenders are able to get back there for the Vaughan Kings. Bit of a messy line change over there on the close side for the Vaughan Kings, but they will get back in. Shot is fired just wide. Luke McNamara wiring that one, and a whistle.
And you can see Vaccari, he's trying to figure out how he let that puck get through him. He was pushing himself up against the post to, maybe affirm that it doesn't happen again. I mean, full credit to Anthony Romani there. I mean, we mentioned him off the top of the broadcast, and I think you mentioned it as well. It takes a high deal of awareness to be able to spot that daylight and fire that puck on.
Kalela has it, trying to break it out of his own zone. Yeah, it was funny right there as we got a shot of Vaccari. That's definitely what he was doing, and that's in his head right now. He's definitely thinking about that one. He certainly won he'd like to have back. But it is 1-0 Junior Canadiens, but the good thing for him, there is a lot of time left back in this hockey game, and his teammates could pick him up. Wyzik, behind the net once again. Played back out through the middle. Vaccari, a glove save.
Nicholas Sima, he's not one of those guys that receives the fanfare of a Rehkopf or even a Luca Pinelli, one of his line mates, but he's definitely built to play hockey. He's the stereotypical, he's a 6-foot-plus guy. He's got a frame that's going to be able to put on weight, and that's something that you're going to get as you get older. It's always a question, though, of how a guy grows into his body and if he's able to use that frame to be effective.
Yeah, he's tall. He's got that height. Definitely seems like there's a lot of potential for him to grow into a pretty nice player for whatever team is looking to pick him up, as puck is played back, and Anselmo, Rego, another one of those good players coming back through center ice, but of a different nature, as more of a scrappy nature, putting pucks in the back of the net. He'll drive the puck into the zone. Sturge working on that one. Sturdy defender for the Vaughan Kings. Puck played back through center ice once again over the red line. Bit of a solo effort right now. Into the corner. A battle for the puck. Tied up in the corner. And eventually it's going to be cut loose. Played all the way back the other way into the zone. Battle for in the corner. Supino is just going to elect to cover the front of the net, see if he can't get a pass out, but it's going to be flipped all the way back out through center ice. Callow was there on defense. Now it's back below the net, right out in front. Stefan Fergioni saw an opportunity there momentarily. Couldn't quite get to the puck, though. Back through center once again. Doyle working it into the corner. Played back behind the net. Doyle sees that one go past him all the way around. Not enough for a defender to pinch into that one and keep it alive. Stefan Fergioni working it in, trying to use that size to find his way to the front of the net. Can't quite do it. Instead passes it off to a defender. It's turned over. Potential odd man rush coming here for the Junior Canadiens back the other way. Doyle is in front of the net, and they're not going to be able to find him quite yet. And Jackson Mayo back there to try and kick that one away. Rehkopf playing it behind the net all the way around, trying to find a defender. Rehkopf waiting for that one. Defender pinching in at the line for the Junior Canadiens. That was Finn Harding. Play back across their own blue line. The Junior Canadiens looking to break out once again, already with a 1-0 lead. Shot there to the middle, and that one's fired just wide. McKiri on that one. Played down low. Kalela. Back to the point, all the way back out. Rego played that one across, but the Junior Canadiens are going to take that one away and bring it through the other way and back in the neutral zone. Barrett working on that puck down low, trying to find a little bit of space. Can't do it, turns it over once again, and the puck is flipped up into the bench of the Junior Canadiens. Another whistle. It's really been all Junior Canadiens on the offensive side of things so far.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And you've got a couple of play drivers. Definitely Carson Rehkopf, you'd mentioned his name a couple times. We saw Aiden Joseph Doyle jump up into the rush. He's a guy that's versatile, plays forward and defense. And according to all of his teammates, he's a room guy. He's one of those dudes on the team that's going to be able to do whatever the coach asks him to do. But a guy I want you to keep your eye on for the rest of this game is number 4, Finn Harding, because he is a tremendously talented defender. I've seen a couple of times already he can jump up in the rush, but coming back is where he shows his skill.
Yeah, I'm having a good time watching Rehkopf right now. He's a fantastic player and got great size, great shot. It's, not every day you see a guy with a shot like him in this league. As these are some younger guys, but Rehkopf is definitely developing into a really nice player, and he's going to help out the Junior Canadiens this year. We've already seen what kind of impact he can have. The puck is played back all the way through. Finn Harding firing it back the other way. Shot there up high. Romani again. And what a shot there over the blocker side of Vaccari. and it's 2-0 Canadiens.
There's not much Vaccari can do about that one. He wants the first one back for sure, but I don't know if there's anything that he could have done differently on this one. This is a ripper of a shot on an odd man rush here from the Junior Canadiens, and they have imposed their will so far on the Vaughan Kings. A tremendous play. Moving up in the rush from the Junior Canadiens, we're going to catch a look at it on the replay. As you can see, a nice little setup pass creates an easy 2-on-1 right up over the right shoulder. Man, that is a rip. Definitely no chance for him. Romani, his second goal of the game. We mentioned off the top, not necessarily the biggest guy, but they rely on him for a lot of production.
I mean, I guess you don't like to see goals go in on the short side like that, but I didn't see a lot of room there over that blocker. Apparently Romani did, as he's able to fire that one, and we're going to get another whistle here, but 2-0 Junior Canadiens, and the offensive surge continues.
And I mean, you mentioned his ability to spot those holes. On the first goal, he might have seen some daylight between the post and Vaccari's skate, and on that one, he sees the spot over that right shoulder, and he's able to pick that corner. I mean, if nothing else, he's proving to be a sniper, maybe in some unconventional scenarios, though.
Sima wins that draw for the Junior Canadiens. It's played back the other way. Down into the zone, fired back out, neutral zone battle. So Pino is in there. Played down low. Chipped out. Maybe a chance for an odd man rush here for the Vaughan Kings. Played open net, but the puck was kind of shoveled into the corner there. Delayed penalty coming up. This one's going to go, I believe, against the Vaughan Kings.
And while we have a break here, I believe earlier you saw a player for the Junior Canadiens leaving towards the room. We believe it was number 9, Luke McNamara, and it's not sure if, or it's not clear, if he's going to return at any point to this game. It looked like he was in a lot of discomfort, and we haven't seen him on the ice since.
Yeah, that is not a good sign, especially considering he hasn't returned quite yet. We'll let you know if he ends up on the bench at all, but so far, yeah, he's in the locker room, and he's a good player for the Junior Canadiens. Definitely a highly touted player from a young age, and he's looking to contribute again for the Junior Canadiens, but if he's not on the ice, that is going to be certainly difficult for him. As Martino wins that draw, it's all the way back to the point. Lanny plays it down low. Barrett working the puck, trying to switch places there with Martino or Lanny at the point. Martino has it down low. Top goal scorer for the Vaughan Kings. Back into the middle, and a centering pass attempt is going to be covered up quickly.
You think Josh Branton's fallen asleep over there in that end? I mean, he hasn't had a lot of trouble fielding the pucks that have come his way. Only 2 registered shots so far, and he gets the stop there. Must be easy playing behind a team that's been so effective so far, not only in their own zone, but in the offensive zone as well.
Yeah, the Junior Canadiens could very well be the top team in the GTHL right now. They have so much size and good prospects, and we love to see that. If you're a scout or you're someone watching all of this talent on the Junior Canadiens, this program has definitely produced quite a bit of it, as they're hemmed in their defensive zone right now. Now they're going to flip that one back out through center ice. Malakashin working on that puck, trying to get that one back through the middle, turned over once again. The Vaughan Kings have, credit to them, quite a bit of offensive zone pressure in the last 2 minutes or so, as the period is going to end. Just a couple registered shots for the Vaughan Kings. They're down 2-0. Is the score indicative of what we've seen so far in this first period?
Well, I think so, and the production has come 5-on-5, and I mean, it only gets worse for the it's not all sunshine and rainbows for the Junior Canadiens, because with the number of chances that they've had and how productive they've been, the loss of Luke McNamara for an undisclosed amount of time is going to hurt the way that they approach their offense. But I mean, hey, if you've got guys like Anthony Romani stepping up and doing the job, as we see here, the first one unassisted and the second one on an assist from Carson Rehkopf, it's going to be fun to see how the Vaughan Kings try to counteract the way that they've been pressured so far.
Yeah, that's great to see from Romani. He's a smaller guy, has to use stuff like his shot, and he proved that he's effective in the shooting department so far today. A smart shot to start things off. Vaccari will want to have it back, but the second one, ripped just over the blocker side of Vaccari. 2-0 Canadiens underway here in the second period, just about 10 seconds in, and Mason Vaccari is going to cover that one up.
Yeah, and I think the Vaughan Kings need a little bit more pushback here if they want to set the tone in the second period. They were pretty much outplayed for an entirety of 15 minutes in that first. Still a lot of time, though. Hockey's a 3-period game, and we've got 2 periods left to play. But they're going to need to see some production step-ups from some of the key guys in their lineup.
Yeah, let's see if the Vaughan Kings can get themselves back into this game. First, they're going to have to get out of their defensive zone. But, I mean, Vaughan certainly has the scoring potential, not to discount them, right?
Oh, no, for sure. I mean, Anselmo Rego is one of those guys. Forgione is definitely a producer. Giacomo Martino, he's not a guy that a lot of people notice, but he has the ability to jam those pucks home. And, you know, it's goal scorer's touch is important because you're not always the guy that's going to be looked at, but you need the ability to put the puck home when you get those opportunities.
Wilson is going to flip that one, holding it at the line, keeping it in the offensive zone for the Junior Canadiens. Played back once again in the corner. Working the puck down low. Throwing back around. Vaughan should be able to clear this one. They will. All the way back out through center ice over the head of Anthony Romani. 2 goals so far on the day for him as he's going to touch up and there's going to be a whistle.
Yeah, a quick start. We saw there Darren Wilson in the neutral zone. He's one of the big guys on that back end for the Junior Canadiens. We mentioned Finn Harding already, but Darren Wilson and James Guo, those are 2 very capable defensemen, and Harding does get a lot of shine based on the way that he can jump up in the rush, but it's not to take anything away from the other Blue Liners on this team.
Yeah, James Guo, fantastic skater. He is a big guy, and the only knock on him is they wish maybe he could be a little bit more physical at times, but you know that's an underrated skill as well. Being a good skater as a defenseman is still very important, even though you're not the guy rushing into the zone all the time as the puck is played behind the net. Junior Canadiens, some sustained pressure as the puck is thrown all the way, potentially out, held in at the line. Now it'll come out of the zone. Vaughan Kings on it once again, working into the middle, backhand shot, patted away there from Branton. Branton now getting a little bit of action as the puck is behind the net, played off the back of the net, battle for it in the corner. McIsaac working for the puck. McIsaac, a battle in the corner. Offensive zone time for the Vaughan Kings, but they're really being held to the outside quite a bit this game. Callow is going to try and rush in, see if he can't create some offense. Dump that puck down low. Giacomo Martino in there as well, taken away by the Junior Canadiens. And they're out of the zone, breaking in. Frankie Bruno is going to shovel that puck behind the net all the way around the boards. Picked up by the Vaughan Kings, fired through center ice. That puck once again cut off, intercepted by the Junior Canadiens. Fired across, delayed penalty here. It's going to go against the Vaughan Kings once again. And as it's touched up by the Kings, the Junior Canadiens will get a power play.
And Branton just trying to keep himself sharp in that goal. He hasn't faced a ton of traffic so far, and maybe think he's getting a little bored back there. You can see he's just kind of sitting around and trying to make sure he's got all of his angles sharp because he hasn't had to deal with a lot of shots so far. But as a goaltender, you got to play the entirety of the game and be as sharp as you can be. So maybe it's a little bit more difficult for him than it is for a guy like Vaccari, who's had a lot of pressure so far.
Yeah, well, let's see if the Vaughan Kings can catch him off guard. Maybe test his mental sharpness a little bit here in this second period of play. 12 minutes to go, 1:37 to go on the power play, and the Vaughan Kings have done a good job the first 30 seconds at least of this penalty kill as they're right now hemming it in the Junior Canadiens zone. Just about killed off half the penalty. Nothing going so far on the power play for the Junior Canadiens. They do have some lethal players out there. Puck is going to be dumped down low behind the net. Trying to play it back out in front. Wilson trying to hold the line. He does. Down low. Carson Rehkopf on it. Falls. And Sturge could be getting another penalty here as Rehkopf went down.
Yeah, and referee indicating tripping. So, I mean, you're down 2-0 already, and now you allow the Junior Canadiens to move into a 5-on-3 scenario for 1 minute and 4 seconds. This is really dangerous territory, and you can only flirt with fire for so long before you get burned. We'll see if the Canadiens can capitalize on this opportunity.
They still got 4 guys out there, so this... Not sure about this one, but it's still a 5-on-4 power play nevertheless. Puck is played back behind the net. Out through center ice, all the way back down. 50 seconds to go on the power play. I guess they didn't call that one on Sturge. That must be the case. There's 44 seconds to go in the power play. Puck is played back in. It certainly looked like there was a trip behind the net by Sturge, but he appears to be on the bench. Puck played back. Wilson goes D to D. Puck played down low once again. Battle for it in the corner. Junior Canadiens doing a good job of keeping possession in the zone, but they got to get something on net as that puck is going to be cleared all the way back down. Hops over a stick. 20 seconds to go in the power play. Giacomo Martino keeps that in the zone momentarily. Does his duty killing off the time on the clock, and now he'll hop to the bench. Penalty killers change for the Vaughan Kings. Puck down low. Played out to the point. Now it's ripped back in. James Guo is out there. Played all the way behind. Chance here. Right to the front of the net. Josh Branton. Well, he's still in it. Big toe save on just the 4th shot of the game. And what a nice job by him to keep his team up by 2. All the way back down. Penalty kill is over right now. Right to the front of the net. And they score. It's Frankie Bruno who taps that one in. It's not a power play goal, but it's a nice play nevertheless. And let's give some big credit as well to Josh Branton on the other end, making that big save. And Bruno just tucks in that loose puck.
Well, I mean, it's a beautiful pass to set his man up going across the crease, but that's defense to offense as we're going to see it here. Coming in on the rush, tries to go forehand, backhand. Branton with the split. He's able to stick that left leg out, and instantly the Canadiens right back up the ice, and they're able to convert on the easy tap. And Frankie Bruno, the beneficiary of some really good puck movement and a strong goaltending effort from Branton back there.
Oh, how about that? Frankie Bruno. It's not a power play goal. Coming on after the power play. Not a top line guy, but boy, he can still give you a little bit of offense as he gets the goal. 3-0 Junior Canadiens. Still fairly early in this game in the second period. Lots of time to go, but we got to definitely see a change in the pace of play and play style of the Vaughan Kings as it's behind the net. Mason Vaccari had a bit of a tough day, I guess you could say so far. Rehkopf fires that one. He's made some good saves. He's made some mistakes, but he hasn't got a ton of defensive help either. As the puck is played back, Rehkopf is going to hold that one at the line. Backhand that puck in below the goal line. Played down low once again, flicked up. And the Junior Canadiens will have possession in their own zone, trying to get something going offensively. For the Junior Canadiens, you got the momentum. Keep the pedal on the metal here. You got lots of time, and that's going to be a delayed penalty. And is this going to go against the Junior Canadiens?
Well, it looks like it's going to go against the Vaughan Kings as the referee's arm went up. Every single white sweater's arm went up on the bench as well. And Branton tried to make his way to the bench to allow the extra attacker to come on, but he's going to have to take his spot back in the blue crease. I'm not quite sure who the penalty was on. I didn't see the initial call, but I mean, again, the Vaughan Kings just getting themselves into penalty trouble, and we know how dangerous this Junior Canadiens team can be. They worked well on the penalty kill, but you can't give this team a man advantage when you're already down 3-0. And, I mean, the Junior Canadiens have really been running the show so far.
And I think we're going to get a timeout here. It's the second power play unit coming out for the Junior Canadiens. James Guo was out there. He's going to quarterback that power play as the defender. Big guy, good shot. And, well, I mean, the Junior Canadiens got to see this as an opportunity to just blow this game open, especially with the offensive production that we've seen or lack thereof from the Kings.
I mean, the defense has been strong on their end, and I mean, Josh Branton proving that he's more than wide awake back there. A tremendous save that led to a goal on the other end. Something interesting that I noticed as both goaltenders came across the neutral zone, it looked like Branton and Vaccari had a bit of an exchange, and it's nice to see that sportsmanship between those two goaltenders. Maybe Branton, trying to pick Vaccari up after a couple of tough goals, or maybe it's Vaccari on the other end congratulating Branton on a really nice save. Regardless, that sportsmanship is really important to see.
We're always looking for guys that you think, this is a guy that can play at the next level. Is there anyone in this game that's impressed you so far?
I mean, I've definitely seen it from Rehkopf, and it's obvious that he's going to be a top 5 player. It's not just in the way that he's gone about approaching the offense. It's the brain, because I saw him make a play on the blue line where he fished the puck out and made sure to just get it deep. It's not always about creating offense. It's about sustaining pressure, and it's important to have that mentality early on, and you can develop that with good coaching.
Wilson has that one at the point. Rehkopf is out there right in the middle. Wilson plays it down low. It's a 5-on-3 right now, and good save there by Vaccari, keeping him in it.
Yeah, and Junior Canadiens are going to be able to work this puck around for pretty much 2 minutes and a 2-man advantage as the referees determined that there were 2 infractions committed against the Junior Canadiens and thus awarded a 5-on-3 power play.
Branton down there at the other end just trying to stay loose. 5-on-3, 2 minutes to go on the 5-on-3 power play. Wilson playing it D-to-D. Down low now. They've got to be trying to find Rehkopf in the middle, but the Vaughan Kings are certainly aware of that right now. Played back. One-time shot there from Guo. Played back once again. Wilson. Is he going to take the shot? No. Guo has it again. Played it down low. Right back in the middle. Rehkopf. Oh, that's the play they wanted, but he just missed the net wide. Back to the point again. Wilson. Guo. Looking for a man. Plays it down low. Can they find Rehkopf in the middle again? Guo. Rehkopf. Oh, that one's just not quite in the shooting lane. Fires it again. Rebound in front. That one's tipped just wide. Possession still with the Junior Canadiens. Played over. Once again, Wilson this time will fire. That one's just wide. Rehkopf holds on to that one, keeping it in. Holding their formation tightly in front of the net, or the Vaughan Kings play out. No, Rehkopf fires a shot. That's another pad save. Nice job by Vaccari so far, almost single-handedly killing off this penalty. 33 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. Can they find Rehkopf again? They do momentarily. Rehkopf coughs it up momentarily. Now it's going to be fired all the way back down the ice, and the Vaughan Kings will get a much-needed change for their penalty killers, but the play on that power play is just find Rehkopf.
I mean, 5-on-3 working the play around in the square, and you mentioned it, Mason Vaccari pretty much single-handedly killing off that 5-on-3 advantage. After a rough start, he has been so solid.
7 more seconds. Kings have lost the formation now. Fired on net, and I believe that's another big save there from Vaccari. Still 3-0 Junior Canadiens, and that's a missed opportunity to go up 4-0, you'd have to say.
Well, I mean, that's an opportunity to cement the game. The way that they've played defensively, it's obvious that if they can grab another one, and I mean, maybe even with a 3-goal advantage, they'd be able to hold on, but there's still a lot of time left, but the Vaughan Kings do need to find something to change the way that the momentum is going.
So penalty's over now. Right back in front of the net. That one just deflected wide. Not sure if Vaccari got a piece of that one or not. Played back once again. At the point. Pinching there is Finn Harding trying to dig that puck loose. That was a picture-perfect power play except for the goal. Everything they did right. They had pressure, tightly got pucks to the middle, found their man and Rehkopf in front of the net, but they just couldn't quite finish it. Vaccari, big credit to him on that one. Sema wires a shot. Pad save. Rebound right in front of the net. Right out in front, and a chance here. 2-on-2 rush. Rego has that one in the middle, chipped off his stick. Odd man rush now the other way for the Junior Canadiens, working their way in. That one doesn't go through. Behind the net once again. Working the play down low. Junior Canadiens have not let up on this pressure. It still seems like it could be a power play for them. That shot is going to be fired, goes wide. Zane Perrick there playing the point now for the Junior Canadiens after the power play. And we're going to get another whistle.
I mean, the Junior Canadiens have just been dominant in this game. It's not often we see Vaughan get pushed around like this, but I mean, they're not really a ton of fight back, but I can't really fault them. The Junior Canadiens have played a very solid game defensively. They're cutting off their opportunities. They're back checking very effectively. We saw that rush, possibly a 2-on-1, end up being a 2-on-2, and they snuffed it out before they could even get down below the hash marks.
I'm really looking forward to a matchup between the Junior Canadiens and the Toronto Marlies. Those seem to be 2 top teams, and I think their play style would really clash well. As the Junior Canadiens, great offense, high skill. The Marlies, high skill, but more of a physical team. I'm sure we'll see one of those games in the next couple days. Puck played down low. Now Wilson at the point. Plays it back once again. Wilson receives the pass again. Can he get one on net here? Moves it right to the middle. Dangerous play in front of the net. I'm not sure who it was. It was a forward for the Junior Canadiens in front of the net. And finally it's going to be played all the way back down. Nice heads-up play there by Wilson, who's had a pretty good game today. He's got quite a bit of ice time, and he's made some real smart plays with the puck. Not just going to fire it on net, see if you can make that extra pass, make a good play, as falling in the corner. Here comes Wilson right through the middle. Wilson fires that pass up, hits his man. A defensive change there for the Vaughan Kings. Puck to the side of the net. Vaccari can't cover it. Puck played all the way back out. Looking to the point now. It's chipped away. A bit of a rush here. Martino backhands that one. He was looking for Fair, who was going to the front of the net. Right back out. Jackson Mayo plays it all the way back, looking for Martino, but the net's going to come off.
And we see that a lot. The way that these goaltenders push off on both sides, they can knock the net off its moorings. And I mean, Branton hasn't had a ton of opportunities to be moving in that crease so far, as the team in front of him has done a great job offensively and defensively. I mean, you have to wonder at what point do we call this a wash, because the junior Canadiens have been absolutely dominant in this game, and the Vaughan Kings have had very little pushback.
Yeah, this is a team that has a bit of a tendency to come back later in the game. They got some good stamina, lots of skilled players, but this 3-goal deficit is not getting any smaller right now, as we're going to see a power play for the Vaughan Kings. That'll help. Puck is played back to the point. Vaughan, a chance to get a little bit of offense going, and boy, they need it right now. Giacomo Martino has it on the wing. Rego to the point now. Playing it down low. Well, Isaac will get that one down low, or Sopino. Sopino working in the corner, trying to get it to the front of the net. He does. Josh Branton covers it up.
Yeah, and this is exactly the opportunity that the Vaughan Kings need, and they're going to play their game. We saw the puck being worked around the wall. Giacomo Martino doing well to get that puck back down low. They're going to look to try to find that perfect pass to set a guy up, maybe going across the crease, or, they're not going to try to fire the puck on net looking for deflections. They want to set up that easy goal, and sometimes that can be to a fault.
Yeah, Rego kind of quarterbacks that power play from the point. That's his job, as he has the puck now, throwing it down low, right to the middle, looking for Nathan Fair. Fair trying to battle for the puck in the corner. Looking to chip that one out once again, right into the middle. Shot there! Huge glove save there by Branton.
And you can see he's feeling that one. Comes up with a little bit of a windmill, and all of his teammates congratulating him for picking them up there. But, I mean, a guy on this Vaughan Kings team we don't necessarily talk about a lot, Nathan Fair. From what I've seen in this game, he's been very effective at going into fish pucks out along the wall, and maybe a bit reminiscent of a style that we'd see from the Toronto Titans, not necessarily this Vaughan Kings team, who have a lot of individual skill working in the open ice.
Played back behind the net of Branton now. McCreary has that one go by him, now trying to work his way into the zone. Puck fired all the way around. Junior Canadiens trying to get some offensive zone time on the penalty kill. Still 1 minute to go here in the power play for the Vaughan Kings. Puck played in once again. It hasn't been a particularly bad power play. They just need to try and get some more sustained pressure in the zone. They have been able to get pressure. It just nothing quite to the front of the net yet. Coming in from behind the nets. Maybe one more chance to try and set something up in the offensive zone. Through center ice, Rego bringing the puck in. Rego has it all the way around the net into the corner. Rego still on the puck. Trying to set it up. Now gets it down low. 20 seconds to go on the power play, and that puck's going to be fired, but not out. For Jonah, keeps it in. Lanny plays it down low. Battle forward in the corner. Trying to get it out. Rago's going to go off for a change while it's pinned in the corner. 4 seconds to go on the power play. That's just about going to do it. One more shot maybe from the point. No, Kalela's just going to rip that one around the boards. Cutting to the middle once again, trying to work it to the front. And Frankie Bruno, who kills the penalties here for the Junior Canadiens, is going to backhand that puck all the way back down. And, well, that's pretty much going to do it here for the power play. 11-4, the shots on goal. 3-0 Junior Canadiens, 2:55 or 2:13 to go here in the second period. Still time in this game. Puck played right to the middle. Dangerous play in front of Josh Branton, who's been splendid so far in this game. Puck is played into the corner. Battle for it there. Cutting right back to the front of the net. Blocker save there from Branton. Bruno trying to work that one into the corner. Played down low. Battle for it there. Wired all the way back around the boards. McCreary was in there. Luca Pinelli as well. Offensive zone time right now for the Vaughan Kings, but it's just right around the outside. The Junior Canadiens will be happy just to keep them there for as long as they want. It's Jackson Mayo, I should say. Puts that one around, and Perrick is going to flip that one up. Might have gone off a stick and over the glass.
Something interesting you notice from Josh Branton and the way he moves around his crease. When the puck is behind the net, he likes to bring the stick down towards the knob, and I think he does that because it allows him to get a little more reach if someone tries to cut right around the net. But as he develops in in higher level hockey, I think doing that might be a little bit risky because you got some bigger bodies, and if they bump into your stick, that thing's flying into the corner. Not fun to be a goaltender without a stick.
Yeah, it also opens up the 5-hole as well, so the more skilled players might be able to pick that, but nitpicky. We'll see what happens here with Branton. It's been great in this game so far as the puck is played right across the neutral zone, cutting into the corner. Behind the net once again, Branton covering that post, played down low. Supino falls in the corner. Fair is on it. Supino has to gather his stick again in an odd man rush back the other way for the Junior Canadiens. Played right to the front of the net, and a dangerous play there. But somehow, Vaccari was able to cover it up.
Yeah, and some really nice sustained offensive zone time for the Vaughan Kings, but they're just not producing the chances that they need to. That shot marker has stayed stagnant for a very long time. They're moving the puck around along the wall, but they're not moving it into high danger areas to try to set up shots for each other.
Face off now to the right of Vaccari after making that excellent save. And the Junior Canadiens are going to win it straight back. Cut off there. Wilson continuing to have a good game, holding that one in at the line. Gets it down low now. Still 3-0 Junior Canadiens, and we're just about done with this second period. Puck is played back through the neutral zone. The Kings would love a late one here if they can get one. Staying onside. Giacomo Martino is going to try and pressure on the forecheck there. Wilson smartly able to just get that at harm's way into the corner. Now the puck is played back all the way out through center ice. In the neutral zone now, the Junior Canadiens stay onside, trying to work something to the middle. 23 seconds to go in the period. Puck down low, played once again. Wilson gets it across. Tough play there for Guo, and that one's just going to go wide of the net. And apparently Guo was able to keep that one into the zone. So really nice play there by the defense tandem of Guo and Wilson. Right to the middle once again. Last shot of the period. And that one's going to go wide. 3-0 Junior Canadiens. And Liam, once again, a nice offensive period. And a surprising goal maybe from Frankie Bruno finding himself in a good area right after the power play.
Well, Frankie Bruno, not always the guy that you're going to look to on this Junior Canadiens scoring sheet when things get down to it. As you can see here, the power plays have been a little bit back and forth. Vaughan hasn't been able to take advantage of their opportunities, but they haven't helped themselves out as well, taking a few more penalties than probably they should have.
Well, I think we're just about set to go here for the third period of play. Frankie Bruno getting the goal. Carson Rehkopf as well, a playmaker in that period as a lot of the offense is running through him.
Yeah, and Bruno, the beneficiary of being in the right place at the right time. Rehkopf, a suspected top 5 pick, and he made it obvious why. He's not going to look for the glory all the time. Probably could have shot that puck on Vaccari. Decided to send it across the crease.
3-0 Junior Canadiens. 15 more minutes for the Vaughan Kings to try and get back into this one as the puck is played all the way back down. Wilson's going to go retrieve it after the flood. Fresh legs on the ice for both teams. Puck is played back in the neutral zone across the red line, and the Junior Canadiens just trying to get right back on the attack like they did before. And as we say that, a penalty is going to be drawn by the Junior Canadiens and another power play for them, and another penalty taken by the Vaughan Kings, and they got to stop doing that.
Yeah, and you're not doing yourself any favors. I mean, the Coach Peter Sarno, the message was likely that you want to go out and win this period. He's a big believer in taking it 15 minutes at a time, and you weren't successful in the first 2, but these next 15 after a flood and some fresh bodies that you can put out on the ice, this is a period that you want to win, but this is not the way that you suspect you want to start a winning period.
Second power play unit going to start this one out here for the Junior Canadiens, up 3-0. Sema has it in the corner. Down low, a battle for the puck. Sema and Pinelli, 2 of the forwards there on that power play. Wilson working it into the zone. Good hands to keep the puck. Now he's going to turn it over, and Giacomo Martino will fire that puck back out. Plays on the power play and plays on the penalty kill. Gets a lot of minutes for this Vaughan Kings team, and keep an eye out for Martino as well. It's not like he can't score on the short-handed side of things as well. We know he has offensive capabilities. Puck played back and fired just wide of Vaccari. All the way down low once again. Into the corner. Rung around the boards, and Anselmo Rego will take a slap shot there and fire it all the way back down the ice. Penalty killers will get a full change for the Vaughan Kings. Good for them. Stefan Forgione as well, going to come out and trying to kill some of this penalty. Collides with a man in the middle of the ice for Forgione. Malakashin works it down low. And now the top unit out there for the Junior Canadiens. 35 seconds to go on the power play. Rehkopf out there at the point. Going to try and hold this one in. Can't quite do it. Another chance to clear for the Vaughan Kings. Great penalty kill so far for them. Once they kill this off, it'll have to be all offense as it's backhanded back into the zone. Stefan Forgione will give that one a look. Now it's going to be fired back out, trying to break out quickly. 14 seconds to go on the power play. Puck to the middle. That one's just going to go wide of Vaccari. Forgione loses his man there. It's going to be played down low, and a couple offensive players. One of them, Rehkopf, all alone in front of the net for the Junior Canadiens. They could have found them there. That surely would have been a good scoring chance. Played back once again. The Junior Canadiens are going to have to try and retreat. 12 minutes to go here in the third period. And it's played all the way down the ice, and we get a stoppage.
And an effective penalty kill for the Vaughan Kings, and maybe that helps you build a little bit of momentum. The chances have been few and far between. That shot counter, as I mentioned earlier, has been pretty much stagnant, and Josh Branton hasn't had to make a ton of saves. I mean, the message has got to be that you want to win these 15 minutes here. You've been down for about 30, and I mean, hey, maybe a bit of a morale boost now that you killed that penalty early on, and hopefully you can get some sustained offensive pressure.
Yeah, pot one, see what happens, and still lots of time left to go in this hockey game. Puck played out around the red line, and it's dumped back into the zone of the Junior Canadiens. Breakout past that, misses his man there. Vaughan Kings will try and get it going back the other way quickly. Callow is in there. A battle for the puck with Doyle. Working it down low. That puck's going to be all the way back behind the net of Mason Vaccari. Picked up by a defender there. Callow is there on the far side looking for that one, but it's taken away by the Junior Canadiens. Played down low once again. Into the corner. Jackson Mayo waiting for an outlet pass. Doesn't quite get to them. Kept in at the point once again by the Junior Canadiens. McKeary keeps that one in again. Holding the line of the Junior Canadiens. All the way back into the zone. Callow. Now he has a chance to clear. Does. Puts it all the way up the boards. And behind the net. And it could be an icing or an offside. Either way, a stoppage. Mason Vaccari seems to have settled down after a bit of a rough start pretty nicely.
Yeah, and it's important for a young goaltender to be able to build off of those mistakes, and maybe in a different game when your offense is clicking a little bit better, they're able to push themselves back into this. But for him, it's more going to be about just trying to settle down after those early goals, and he's been able to do that, and he's really warded off any potential Junior Canadiens attacks.
Played back into the offensive zone for the Vaughan Kings. Lanny plays it into the corner, collision with the ref from Rego there. Trying to poke that one back in, holding it in at the line, and they just do. Nice job there to pinch at the blue line, but the Junior Canadiens now have a pretty good chance to get it out. Has a nice play there. Hand to stick. 2-on-1 opportunity right out in front. Vaccari, a big pad save. Back to the point now. Throwing in behind the net. Pinelli was in there, chipped out once again, out of harm's way. Giacomo Martino, and he's going to be just offside and a whistle.
And we mentioned Vaccari settling in nicely after those early goals. That was a big opportunity coming down towards him, and he was able to face the 2-on-0 without much trouble because you could see Luca Pinelli coming in on that right side with a nice little saucer pass, but a great save moving left to right from Mason Vaccari.
Top line back out for the Junior Canadiens, trying to get another one here. Carson Rehkopf out there. Malakashin as well. Played just across the red line. Malakashin has it, finds Rehkopf going through the middle. Rehkopf trying to fire a shot. 2 missed opportunities there, and in a good shooting area, but a nice job there by, it looks like Supino, to have a couple poke checks there on the powerful Rehkopf as it's fired up through center ice. Malakashin once again finds a guy wide. Romani cutting to the front of the net. Has 2 goals this game. The first 2 goals for the Junior Canadiens. Shot there from the point, and Wilson, and it's gobbled up there by Mason Vaccari. Wilson's had quietly a very nice game for the Junior Canadiens so far.
Yep, and one of 3 names on that Junior Canadiens backline that you want to pay attention to. Finn Harding, I think, had a very good first period, been a little bit more quiet, as I think Coach Dave Denizio has gone to Darren Wilson to try to soak up more of that pressure that he knew would be coming from the Vaughan Kings.
Lanny puts that one high off the glass, right back out to center ice, negates the icing by putting it onto the stick of a Junior Canadian. Once again, played back again, fires a shot, and that one just goes by the toe there of Vaccari. That was Lorenza going to the front of the net. Doyle plays it back to the point, slap shot there. Vaccari, and that one was destined for the 5-hole, but smart play to cover that one up with the stick.
Yeah, it's very important to be able to move the legs independently from that stick. That stick is there to cover the 5-hole at all times. It's important for a goaltender to be able to keep that stuck there while he moves his legs around as he operates in his crease.
Guo playing the point now for the Junior Canadiens as he's wide, wondering if this is a set play maybe to try and find him for a one-time pass. Face-off is won by the Kings though, so nothing will come of that. Puck chipped out of the corner. Giacomo Martino loses that one. Now it's a battle for it in the corner. Kings trying to get this one out of their own zone. 8 minutes, 35 seconds to go in this hockey game. Third period action, 3-0 for the Junior Canadiens. Puck is going to be chipped out. And that one's going to get down the ice. Northbound for the Vaughan Kings as they get it down below the net of Josh Branton. Another reason that Marlies game for Josh Branton will be interesting is because that was his former team as well, coming over from the Marlies. 2-on-1 opportunity here for the Junior Canadiens, trying to capitalize on this one. Shot there, Vaccari. That's another big blocker save from him, who's had a really nice second half to this game.
Yep, Pinelli's been in and around the net a lot, but as you mentioned, Vaccari has settled himself down very nicely. And, you know, if you can compartmentalize things as a goaltender, that's an incredible skill to have because you can split things up and you can put bad goals behind you. And he's really been able to do that in this game, and I think that's very impressive for a young goaltender.
As a timeout is called right now, I imagine that's probably by the Vaughan Kings trying to get back into this hockey game. Not much offensive production so far. But, I mean, we can take a look at Josh Branton at the other end. Yeah, he hasn't had a lot of shots, but he has made some good saves. There was a nice toe save that I can recall from the first period. And in a team where it's a battle for who's kind of the starting goalie, there's split time. Is Josh Branton helping himself out with this performance?
Oh, definitely. And, you know, you have to be able to come in any situation when you're in a goaltending battle, as tight as it is with the Junior Canadiens. Antonio Rizzo is ready to step in at any time, believe me. Always going to be champing at the bit to try to slide in between those posts. But Josh Branton, by putting a performance like this together, shows that he's able to ward off traffic in high volume and low volume, and he's made a really important save that led directly to a goal. That's very, very important for a young goaltender to come in at any time that the coach needs him to be hot.
And high-ranking prospect Luca Pinelli getting quite a bit of ice time here in this third period. Don't believe he has had too much scoring chances so far, but he's done a nice job trying to get the puck out of his offensive zone. He's been doing the little things right this game. Frankie Bruno trying to keep that one, and that one gets past him all the way down the other side. Fair. That shot's fired on net, and up and over Branton, and we get a whistle. Well, 7:45 to go here in the third period. Junior Canadiens are, well, sitting pretty right now, but still chance for some offenses. That shot is right there on Branton, and he makes the save. He's had to be sharp a couple times here.
Brandon's had to deal with a lot of adversity in a very short period of time here in the third period. The Vaughan Kings showing that pushback that we expected from them in the first two periods. It's come a little late, and, it doesn't take much to re-spark an offense, and a goal here with 7 minutes and 40 seconds would go a long way in driving that offense.
Play back to the point once again. Shot. That one's going to go wide. Tipped just wide. Stefan Ferjoni in there as well. You can see waiting for that puck in the middle. Puck down low. Callow coming in to hold the point. He does. Played right back to the front. Dangerous opportunity in front of the net. And that one's going to be chipped down all the way back down. A bunch of junior Canadiens going in to battle for that puck. Puck is played around the boards. Jackson Mayo hops off the bench looking to join the rush as well with Ferjoni. Jackson Mayo, that puck's going to go just by him, and the Vaughan Kings are going to have to go back and collect this one once again. Sturge has this one, trying to find Mayo again. Ferjoni jumps that one. Rego is on now. Out there with Sturge as well. And this might be an opportunity here where we see 4 forwards come out for the Vaughan Kings trying to get some offense going. I'm not sure if Rego is playing the point right now, but they don't just do it on the power play. As Giacomo Martino sees that go by him, Sturge is out there. Jackson Mayo coming back to cover on defense. Mayo, Sturge as well. Dangerous play in front of the net. Rehkopf was bearing down on Vaccari again. Play back once again. Kalela. Puck is all the way down the ice, and looks like we're going to get an offside call.
The combination of Jaden Sturge and Marco Kalela are really, really important for this Vaughan Kings team. And, we haven't mentioned them a lot, but as two typically defensive defensemen, I think that's a very good thing, because when those guys don't get noticed, it's because they're not making mistakes. They're doing the little things right, and you saw Jaden Sturge and Kalela be in perfect position on that rush to take away a scoring opportunity.
Puck is going to be chipped out once again. Pinelli working it back to the defense. Now throwing in once again. Play to the middle. That one's going to be wide of Vaccari off Sema. Battle forward on the board. 6 minutes to go. Played back through center ice once again over the red line. Fired behind the net of Vaccari. Now it'll be taken up by the Vaughan Kings once again. Lonnie right to the middle, and Vaccari didn't see it, but it was chipped out nevertheless. Rego has it back the other way. Here come the Vaughan Kings once again. Rego playing it behind the net. He has a couple teammates with him. Played to the middle, chipped up once again. Callow fires a shot, and a glove save there from Branton.
He has been sharp, there's no doubt about that, and with 5 minutes and 30 seconds left, do you think those thoughts start to creep in for him? Do you think, the boys on the bench look up, they notice what time is left, and, they've been playing solid defensively. Do you think they can get this done for him?
Yeah, well, it's 3-0 Junior Canadiens, I guess. That's all I'll say on that one. 5:32 to go left in the third period. Romani's going to come in to take the draw against Ferjoni. Couple goals in this game. He's had a real great game. Played back the other way. Junior Canadiens breaking into the zone. Cutting to the net is Frankie Bruno. Now it's behind the net. Bruno has it again. Wilson trying to pinch up there. Can't quite do it. Chance here for the Vaughan Kings to get something going. Played back the other way. All the way back down behind the net. Callow trying to work his way out of the zone for Jone out there as well. Devin Gayer working his way in the middle. Denver Gayer puts that one into the corner for Jone. Works it up the wing, across the red line, into the offensive zone. Puck is played all the way back around. Kept in by Gayer. Now Sturge will come around the other way. Puck is all the way back down, and Sturge will collect it. Into the offensive zone. Backhand to the middle of the ice. Looking for the point. Now he plays it down low to Rego in the corner. Kings have a bit of possession. Puck fired to the middle. Shot, that one's high and wide over the shoulder there of Branton. And the Junior Canadiens will break out once again. Rehkopf is on the right wing, but it's over to the left side once again. Malakash, and that one's just going to go by him. Played to the middle once again. Shot there. Tipped in front of the net. That one's going to go wide. Outlet pass. Back down the other way. Rehkopf working his way into the zone. Goes through the legs. Right to the middle. Vaccari, and was sharp on that one. Puck is played back right by Rehkopf once again, who will get into it a little bit in front of the net with Wyzik. Down low, breaking out of their defensive zone, the Vaughan Kings. Jackson Mayo was on it. Now the puck is played back over the red line. Across the blue line once again. Romani working his way in behind the net now. Or that's Guo. Play back again. Vaccari, a big save on a dangerous play in front of the net, as we saw Luca Pinelli have an offensive opportunity.
And Pinelli, to his credit, he hasn't featured on the score sheet so far, but if you've watched this game, he's found himself in some very high danger areas, and he's gotten some really good opportunities. And I mean, if you can get yourself to those areas consistently and put together good shots, the goals will start to come for you.
Puck is chipped back out behind the net. Puck played all the way back around, kept in the offensive zone. And we're going to get another whistle here. And the faceoff is going to come outside after the stoppage. Alex Lorenza getting some ice time in the third period. He had a nice opportunity there as well. Sima, Pinelli. This line's been played a lot actually in the third period. See if they can't get an extra goal there for the Junior Canadiens. Stefan Forgione working into the zone in front of the net now. Battle forward in the corner. 2:55 to go here in the third period. And the Junior Canadiens probably just need to hold on to this lead at this point in the game. Puck is played around in the corner. Now back to the point. Kept in at the line by Denver Gayer. Played around the boards. Gayer. That one's just going to get by him. Wyzik back on it. Played all the way back up. Vaccari trying to get the offense going quickly back the other way. 2:27 to go in the third. Junior Canadiens, another chance. Odd man rush. Played right to the middle. Shot fired high. That one bounces right back out in front. What an odd bounce off the end boards. And Vaccari, heads up play, covers it up.
Yeah, sometimes as a goaltender, it's good to be reactionary. You hear that clang of the puck off the boards behind you, and I mean, just maybe instinct to realize that he's got to go back across the other way, but he gets the pad down. He was in position, and he didn't even see the puck, as it was almost already behind him. That's a really good job, and I mean, you know, all credit to Mason Vaccari here. He's played a really, really strong third period.
Yeah, it was just a good sense to kind of know where that puck was, because it took such a weird bounce off the end boards. Puck played back in once again, and a goal. Anselmo Rego, it looks like, getting that one. And it's 3-1 Junior Canadiens, albeit late in this game.
And with 2 minutes left, the shutout is over, and that's unfortunate for Branton, who's played so well. But, I mean, you got to give credit to Mason Vaccari for starting some offense there. He's played so well, and the boys wanted to at least get one back for him. A great individual effort from Anselmo Rego. We'll see here as he receives the puck, makes a nice little dangle move to the forehand and fires it. Beats Branton. Looked like glove side there, and, you know, maybe not enough time left in this game to tie things up, but at least a charity marker.
Yeah, that was a really nice toe drag, as we saw in the replay there. It was hard to see at first, but he did really dangle around a man there. Put that one top shelf. Not much chance for Branton. But a goal like that certainly looks good from an individual standpoint, at least. It is still 3-1. Hey, maybe there's a little bit of time left in this game. 17-10 the shots on goal. The Vaughan Kings have kind of been pushing back here late in this third period. But just over a minute to go now. Brought back the other way. Doyle, right into the middle. Rehkopf, he's just going to wire that puck wide. That is a heavy shot from Rehkopf.
A heavy shot and a big boy. Rehkopf, we mentioned a couple times, looking to go in the top 5, and you can see why. He's built like he's ready to play at the next level, and I mean, that shot's obvious, and the team around him knows it. You saw earlier on that 5-on-3 power play a couple periods ago that he was the man in the middle that they were trying to feed the puck to, and I mean, he doesn't need all that help necessarily because he's showing that he can do it himself.
Face-off taken by Stefan Forgione. He's going to win that one. Played up the boards. Denver Gayer dumps that one in. All the way back around. Holding in the defensive zone on the junior Canadiens. Now slowly through the middle. They'll gain the zone. Lorenza works it down behind the net. Lorenza into the corner now trying to cut his way to the middle. Can't quite do it. Falls. Played back down once again. Malakashin. Down low. Sema there as well. Malakashin working it behind the net. Little guy, but got some speed. Good hands. Trying to show that off here. Played back into the corner. And the junior Canadiens just kind of killing off the clock in the corner. Working the puck down low. Throwing back around. Sema has it down low. Trying to just keep the cycle going. Played back once again, and Stefan Forgione will dump that one out. Forgione working it behind the net. Battle forward in the corner. Callow, and that one's back out through center ice. Vaughan Kings taking it back the other way. Under a minute to play now in the third period. Net is empty now. Kings are going for it. Forgione fires a shot. That one just goes wide. In the center of the ice once again. Puck back out to the point. Critical that Callow keeps that puck in. He does. And once again, Rego working into the middle. Oh, he's going to go offside, though. Valiant effort. With 27 seconds to go. Time is dwindling down for the Vaughan Kings.
I mean, at the very least, you can say that the Vaughan Kings won this period, and Peter Sarno is going to take that as a win in itself because, you know, these kids, it's not just about playing as a team, and it's not just about trying to win as many games as you can. It's about the individual effort, and if you show that you can still be competitive and still want to win games and compete for games late when it seems like there's not really much to compete for, that's a good sign, and that's something that's very, very coachable.
Yeah, I think the Kings do have the ability to win a game against a team of this talent. I think they could win against the junior Canadiens, but I don't think they quite had all that they needed tonight, as we're just about done with this game. But, you know, give some credit as well to the junior Canadiens. They really came to play, and boy, they almost played a perfect game tonight. There's not very many turnovers in the defensive zone. Everything they did seemed to be pretty good, as that puck is going to be flicked up all the way down the ice behind Vaccari. And I believe that is going to do it in this one. The junior Canadiens beat the Vaughan Kings 3-1. They had a relatively dominant performance in this one. Some great displays on offense from the junior Canadiens tonight, but also an almost stellar, you could say, defensive performance as well.
Well, definitely top to bottom, I think they played well. I mean, you can see it right there. They took less penalties than the other team did. They produced more shots. In the end, they were more successful on the score sheet. I think their goaltender, Josh Branton, had a stronger game than Vaccari did, although Vaccari, to his credit, did have a nice little bounce back. Anselmo Rego gets back the charity marker for the Vaughan Kings, but the one black spot on this game for the junior Canadiens is the loss of Luke McNamara. We didn't see him return to the game after exiting early on, and, I mean, we'll see how much of a blow that is for them moving forward.
Yeah, we'll see how the junior Canadiens can fare in future games, but they win this one 3-1 over the Vaughan Kings from Thomas West and Liam Crothers. A presentation of the 6 Hockey. We'll see you next time.